Hey there, I'm Marnie, and this is an Energy Healer's Guide to Spiritual Awakening. These are my Sunday videos where I pop in to talk about something that's happened to me personally during the week or to one of my clients. And this week's theme is anger, repressed anger, the root of anger, where it comes from, being females on the empowerment journey. And based on where we started, and if we look at our mother's lineage and our grandmother's lineage, this is all created in a cocktail, in a big soup stirred up, and then boop, we're the next generation, and we have to learn how to work with this stuff. So one technique right off the bat that I always tend to use when I'm very activated is to energetically, that is, to take the energy, what's happening in the moment, as personal as possible, to realize where we've created moments of hurt or moments of creating a dynamic we wish we hadn't created, moments of acting out of alignment with how we wished we would have been acting. These are the types of places that we have to go when we are working on having very activated emotions. So that's one of the ways to look at it. And then the second way is to expand it out to as big as you can possibly think. Wow, the human collective experiences this. Wow, I'm holding a pain for the collective of humanity. So in that way, this expansion allows us to really drop into the feeling state of what it is that's going on. When our mind wants to control something, it'll contract the experience. So when we're able to zoom it out in that way, it just helps the energy to move. So anger, dealing with anger. I had a rough couple of days. I keep telling you, I've been going through the ringer. I know this is a big soul lesson because I've gotten astrological little nudges that the month of February is where my subconscious is going to rearrange quite a bit, and I can feel tendrils of that coming in. It's a big jump, but it's kind of I'm just surrendering to the process, knowing that as I process the pain in my heart, new scenarios, new ways of thinking and being will become available. Because as we evolve and grow, what happens with our traumas and our dramas, they come up to be looked at. And if we can find the lesson in them all, they go away. So with anger, what happened with me, and this is the third time it's happened, with a man of a similar name, and I loved all these men. I still love one of them. In a way, on a soul level, I love them all and still do. What usually happens is I get to a place where I realize my boundaries have been crossed so much that I burst out in rage and yell and point fingers, and it's to varying degrees. It's not so intense, but maybe it could be. And so that happened. Then I realized I was projecting the pain that was inside of me, backtracked, apologized, and realized it was time for me to work with my pain. So once I apologized, what happened to the pain? It came back, it boomerangs back right inside of me, and I felt extremely defeated, depleted, kicked to the curb, the worst person alive, useless, uncared for, unseen, unloved, cast away. The worst feelings, guys. And I'm not really exaggerating. It was quite a journey to pull in my higher dimensional template, which I teach in my classes and my one-on-one sessions and courses, I should say. And when that happened, it's like we have to learn to feel all these difficult feelings. and also find the solution, find where the answer keys coming down from. And energetically in meditation, we can spend that time in guided meditation to realign ourselves with our highest version that's available in this moment. So that's what I worked on doing for the last 2 days. And today I spoke with a girlfriend on the phone and like explained everything. So nothing was left in my brain. And that was someone I trusted who could hold all my shit, as you would say, a good girlfriend. And now I'm just learning to rest in the unknown. So, okay, into the anger stuff. So, anger in the female, I have found it to be something that causes us to go into a more codependent caretaking dynamic, where it's easier to take care of someone else who holds the power than it is to take in your own power. So that was my big lesson, that it's time for me to take my power back, to own my own independence, my capacity to individuate fully. You know, there's parts of me where I can feel still that are locked in past scenarios, and that's my own prerogative to heal those. But, you know, I can also see the joy coming through, so it's exciting. It's a lot of work, but it's exciting. So, how to process anger? Find where it is that it's held in the body. That was my first giveaway. It's like, okay, the tension's coming back. At first, I didn't know which type of emotion was there. And lately I've realized that it's anger, and it's the ability to go into like the fight mode, to fight somebody because they did you wrong, you know. So reeling that back in, right? So, okay, this anger actually doesn't belong on this person. It belongs with me. And what happened to me was it polarized back in. Then I had to do a lot of guided meditations to get myself out of hating myself, essentially, and finding so much areas to criticize, and just really being down at the bottom of the spiral, you know. And once I got there and realized I wasn't going to be able to get out on my own, you know, this is all in a span of a couple of days. I just called a friend, a good friend, and she talked to me for a while. And now I'm here making this video for you all. So some things that I'm still going to do related to anger is to scream into a pillow. That's a good one, just to get out the noise, and no one can hear you when you scream into a pillow. I'm going to journal on the root of where it comes from, which I think is related to my father. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you the story about how my mom's working on where her anger comes from as well, and I thought, hey, it's really unpinning from the generations. It's like tag teaming lineage work, and isn't that fun? A fun experience to have with your mama. So yeah, and then to acknowledge that the root of the anger is really a repression of our own boundaries, what we want in life and what we believe we're capable of, and taught to us in childhood, coming down from lineages, the repressed feminine, the idea of the repressed feminine. And every moment there's a new moment to have a moment of healing, and something like this hasn't come along in a while for me, so I'm really taking it by the horns and staying here with it, and realizing it's a big transition point in my reality to get myself up and working in a healthy way as an individual. So when we have repressed boundaries, finding your solution, who you are, how you feel when your boundaries are in their fullness, is a really fun technique to work with. So imagining, I mean, I do these in my sessions if anyone wants a one-on-one session, like with personal guidance or anything like that. But without it, I'll give you the technique anyway. And it is to call in from your fifth dimensional template the version of you you're aspiring to be like. And you're going to want to bring that down, connect to it through felt sense. And when you bring that down into your heart, wherever the pain is, wherever the repression, wherever the self-hatred is, just bring that version into that space. You can use breath work, just internal visualization through a meditative moment with yourself, and like an inner journey of sorts, which are always fun. You can do them on your own with breath work. And if you choose a guided meditation, I think I'm going to actually make one after this, at some point early this week, after this video. So stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, this is a short but sweet check-in on anger. I hope it helped some of you out there who are learning how to work with your anger or move out of codependency. And now I'm going to go off and look for my root, where my root of my anger is coming from. So have a beautiful afternoon, and I'll see you next week.